So this evening's diagnostic conversation at dinner for myself and my own personal journey, since none of them were there for it, says to me, Anthony informs me that Romulus and Remulus, I don't know, one spelled Romu, either Less or Lu? No, Uls. That's what I think it is. And the other one's starts with Rem, spelled the exact same way. That's the way that we explain the two-part difference with the immortals in the broken space and time continuum, as we were getting ready in the build to enter as ourselves, and the humans were getting more and more dangerous to be around before we got here. The whole Brigantella and the Brigadier, that's a British Army command post. You have several thousand in your command, and then you get to be a brigadier, which back in several of the wars, they did not have women. But then they would find out that I was from Owl City, which is what we called it, Owlcity in some parts, in the Utsa Providencial. That's over by like modern day India, India. That's what there I was a field marshal, FIELDMARSHAL, 1L. As a woman, it was very unheard of, but because of I think I used either Augustus, I was related to Octavian, Caesar. My father tonight says to me, "Did you know that?" No, you used to tell the story all the time about the last Caesar, he calls him. That he was his grandfather of Nono Antonio, was the grandson of the Octavian, the Caesar of the Holy Roman Empire. And I said, really? I said, but Nono was he was born in OCT, in the Gregorian calendar, the Gregarious, being the well-liked and the most efficient, most wonderful people in the world. But they changed it to Gregory and St. Gregory and Gregorian calendar. So no, I did not know that that's how close the Caesar was to my grandfather, because I am pretty sure that in one momentous brigadier conversation, the same facial man was October Caesar, and that Nicolaus and I were Caesars. Well, Nicolaus was going to be Caesar, and I was from Druidic. I was Drusilla, Caesar, and Nicolaus. That's why we got married. So the Holy Roman Empire transferred directly to Nicolaus. So Nicolaus was already my husband before we were born, and the Holy Roman Empire went with him for our benefit, straight from Anthony, so we did not have a Louis XIV problem. I said to my father, Lou, I said, Dad, I said, if you were a royal of sorts and you were Louis Royal, what would your number be? And he says 10. And I said, really? An X? I said, that's interesting. Okay, I said, because I was just reading about the Holy Roman Empire, and they had the Caesar, the Louis, the last one in Britain, as the brigadier, as 14. I believe I used Louis XIV's royal heritage in my Caesar records on my scope on the way in before 1978, so I was in arrears on age for immortal records, which I know gets confusing to regular people walking around that don't know how the immortals work and how, but I don't know what else to say, because I have to get where I need to get, and the Roman Empire still exists. Nicolaus was born in 1978 with myself. My grandfather Antonio was named in October, which is the way that and the Holy Catholic, it's Catarusa. It's Catholic is spelled C-A-T, so it's Catarusa. Then it's Holy, H-O-L-I, right? And then you have the I-C. The I-C is the alive. It's like the interwoven Caesar. It's the most holiest and the most important title on the planet. It's a God title. It always was. It always will be. So I personally like to my ear Zarina better, but Caesar, and everybody always thinks Caesar's a first name. No, it's a holy empire title that you get. Better like you have queen. Those are for the non-immortals. In the immortal category of Niklaus and I of gods, Caesar and Zarina are the most pure and just you know what I mean. It's altruistic. There's no motivation of money. They want to see you better than what you were born into, especially if the world's not working. I mean, our ultimate goal is to fix the science project so you guys don't hurt yourselves. But every time we get called in for consultation before I was born, then it grew more and more scary. And then I had a document. Then they were saying that things were happening in the future, that the British Crown was worried, that I had a document as a brigadier, as a field marshal in past wars on my way into where I was going to be delivered based on how the tidal wave of the world was being built and how dangerous it was going to be in the future for the Caesar and for the goddess to be born into 1978 built this way, because you all caught a case of curiosity, and curiosity is what kills the cat. You know that. That's a saying. CURIOSITYKILLSTHECAT. So why am I being punished and killed for all of your human curiosity between the last few wars and when I was born? Between when Louis the 14th or the 10th was born and when I was born, as the already pre-announced and coming into her own to continue, but also to work with him and the high officials. So this was all supposed to be undercover and quiet in confidential things, so we didn't stir up new anatomy problems with curiosity. So why is it I have to come out now that I can remember who I am? Because the science project for me is working today in an override of sorts. What is it the humans expect of me exactly? And when does their part to actually help me come into play? I'm just curious. All I are stupid, fucking, useless human.